What's going on, YouTube? It's James with Shyhammer Fantasy Battle Reports, and I miss you guys. I haven't done a battle report since last week because the Dice Dojo cockblocked me with their freaking Magic tournament, and there was no tables to play last week. So I got a game in on Saturday against Josh. Now, Josh is actually a regular at the Dice Dojo. He usually plays War Machine Hordes, and he also plays Warhammer 40k, but he also plays Kings of War. But wanted to get into Ninth Age, try it out, see how he likes it. So we got a 3,000 point game in, and now his army is a very thematic army. It's a full tree man army. There is literally no elves, so it's basically Sylvan elves, but they are just tree men. Okay, we're gonna go over that in a minute. Let's see what I brought to the table first, because that's just the order the pictures were in. Anyways, over here I got my 2 Git launchers and my splatterer. Now this is 3,000 points. I didn't know if I mentioned that. So it's a 3,000 point army. I get to bring out all my toys here. I got my 20 Forest Goblins. Now check it out. I actually got a skirmisher tray going, and not only that, I got some of my Forest Goblins that I'm actually creating in the front rank right there. I'm replacing them out one at a time, and they do have the Mother Spider banner, whatever it's called, the Gift of the Mother banner, which gives them poison. Over here I got a unit of 20, I want to say it was 26 Gnashers in the Gnasher herd, and then over here I have a big block of 36 to 39 Orc Ed Bashers with full command. They also have the BSB in there and the level 4 Shaman. The level 4 Shaman is chilling in the front. He has Lore of Wilderness. The BSB has the Ironhide banner to protect me from shooting. Over here I have a unit of 29 Cave Goblins, Nets, 3 Mad Gits. I got my level 2 Shaman in there. The level 2 Shaman has Lore of Shadow. And then I have, in the background you can kind of see him, but here's a better picture, King Chickenhead. Now King Chickenhead has 4-up regen, Dragon Helm, and a Bane Beast Halberd. And then also for Evil Ash, who was saying that he needs the head spikes, here's the back of it. It's the same spike pole as the old Chickenhead. He just, the middle pole was missing, so I put a lion head there as well. And he also got a little flame on the side now. I noticed what's missing though. I'm looking at this picture right now. There's 2 heads dangling on the old Chickenhead model that this one doesn't have. Anyways, over here I got my good old trusty A-Rock, the Ragnarok, the Ragnarok, the Gargantula. There you go. He's like the freaking mother of dragons here. It's the mother of dragons, with all a million titles right before it. Anyways, over here I got my General Dread. Now Dread is on Nidhogg. Nidhogg is the Wyvern. It is a monstrous cavalry model. It is not a ridden monster because it is a monstrous beast. I think that's awesome. So he gets the combined profile, 2-up armor, 4-up ward, and has 7 attacks himself, 3 attacks with Nidhogg, and a stomp. That thing is beastly. If you call it the Wog, I'll get an extra attack. That is fucking beastly. Over here I have a unit of Goblin Raiders, and then I have my infamous Dragon Rammer coming out, and then also, dun da da, my giant, the Behemoth. The Behemoth also has a little goblin sitting on his little handle of his club. That's awesome. I love it. Little details, man. Little details. Anyways, I don't have a picture of his tattoo work. I actually have good tattoo work done on his right side of his body. Alright, for magic over here I got Swarm of Insects, Inner Rage, Curse of the Wildwood, and the Beast Within. Now for my level 2 I got Devouring Darkness, Shadow Miasma, and Glimpse of the End. Now, as for my opponent here, this is what he brought. Now this is his only unit, on the right here, his only unit that's considered Elves. They are actually fast cav, whatever they are, like elves. I'm going to try to pull this up fast. I'm sorry. I always do this. I don't know why I don't just pull it up before I make the damn video. But, yeah, my computer's going slow. Fuck that. Oh, never mind. There it goes. There it goes. Come on. Let's go through. Sylvan, Elves. Alright. I may or may not cut out my rambling right now while I'm looking for this. There you go. Alright, boom, boom. Alright, so cavalry, I think they might be wild huntsmen. I want to say they're Wild Huntsmen. If not, they're Heath Riders. Whichever one's like the fast cav version. Anyways, continuing on, there's an eagle right onto the left of them, and then he has over here, he has 2 units of treekin. Are they considered treekin? Thicket beasts. Thicket beasts. Six deep on each one of these. He has a big unit here of dryads, which are now considered dryads. That's funny. His BSB is in one of the unit of the thicket beasts, and then this is a giant block of dryads, like I said. He has another eagle here. He has another unit of thicket beasts here. Another eagle as well over here. He has a skirmishing unit of dryads. I think these are dryads still. That are skirmishers. And then he has his what is it called? It's like a dryad matriarch, I want to call it. That is basically a shaman or a wizard inside that unit there to throw some magical attacks. He has 2 giant guys over here. One of them is a Tree Father Ancient. The other one is a what the hell's the name of it? It's basically the hero level of the Tree Father. And then the third one, there's a third one back here. That is his just a Tree Father. So he has a Tree Father Ancient, and I don't know, I think it might be like a Thicket Shepherd. If it's not a Thicket Shepherd, there's another name for it somewhere, and I don't see it. But basically, two big monsters. One's a lord, one's a hero, one's a monster. Holy crap. That is it. That is basically his whole army right there. Just trees, eagles, and more trees, and some fast cav. Alright, we lined up across this table like so. Now, all I'm saying, Josh, I'm glad you're learning the game, I'm glad you're playing, but there's a lot of damn forest in this damn terrain already. and I don't understand. Like, I just played it. I was like, screw it, whatever. He wants to try out his army. His ability, he has 2 abilities that are affecting the game right now. One of them is affecting every forest. Every single forest counts as dangerous terrain for all models. Excuse me, it's called Trees Are Alive, and they're going to go ahead and attack. Now, we called it where Striders are not affected by the forest dangerous terrain, because I do have 2 forest striders. I have the forest goblins, and I have the gargantula. But the second ability he has is calling up another forest. So he calls up the 5th forest in the middle there to create a chokehold, and it's just like, oh god. He did not drop his army all off first. We actually went one-on-one towards the end, up to the end, and then towards the end he dropped off the rest at one time, which didn't give me much choices to where to put my guys after that. And then the other issue here is there's a freaking building right in the middle, and that building is going to cause me to do my big mistakes, as always, split up my army. Over on the left side, you can see over here I have Longshot. I didn't give you a picture of Longshot. He's all the way on the left. My Goblin Raiders are on the left. My Forest Goblins are right there. And the Gargantula all protecting the War Machines. Now, over here on this side, literally, I'm thinking, like, if you notice, most of his army's on the right side of the table. And he has only 1 unit of Thicket Beasts and the Skirmishers on this side and a bird. So I'm like, alright, we got to take care of the bird so he doesn't get to my War Machines. My War Machines are my best bet right now. He has no shooting. Excuse me, I take that back. He has shooting on a couple of those giant guys, the Tree Man Ancients, and he has shooting on the Skirmishers. But besides that, he doesn't really have shooting. I do have magic missiles. I do have a lot of shooting. I do have War Machines that'll just cut through any armor and saves he has. So I do have a chance of just like crushing him with just shooting and letting him come towards me. But I got to take advantage of that. I'm going to go ahead and do my Vanguards, and sure enough, Longshot and Chickenhead both run up, and also the Wolf Raiders. So turn 1, did I win the first run? I did win the first turn. I'm sorry. I thought he did. Anyways, I won the first turn, so I go ahead and I move up my Goblin Raiders over here right up to his grill of his eagle. I go ahead and I move up Longshot. Now I'm trying to take the long distance approach with long shot. I can stay 24 inches away and shoot at him. And I move the forest goblins into the forest, and I also move the gargantula right behind him. That is 2 stubborn units in the woods. He has all those guys coming up this way. They're giving a good line to my war machines. They're going to protect my war machines more or less. Over on this side, I just go ahead and I kind of like fan out more or less, letting him to either charge. His fast cav really isn't going to do much to my orc chariot. My orc chariot's pretty much a tank, and then chicken head's not really scared at the moment. Magic phase, I got 7 power dice. I'm going to go ahead and I throw up shadow miasma onto his dryads, and he's like, go ahead, do it. And I go ahead and I throw up the rest of the dice onto glimpse of the end. Actually, I did the shadow miasma to lower their movement, so I get more turns of shooting, and I got off a 3, so his moving is really shit, really. Over here, I got glimpse of the end. He dispelled it, and then I threw up the swarm of insects, and he dispelled it as well. I'm going to go ahead and do my shooting over here from the Goblin Raiders. Goblin Raiders only do 2 wounds onto the eagle. They couldn't finish it off, though. I'm going to go ahead and shoot with long shot into his skirmishers, and he kills off 1 skirmisher here. And then I'm going to go ahead and shoot with the Gargantula, do the web launcher, throw it right at those skirmishers. It drifts off just a tiny bit and kills off only 1 more Dryad over here. These might be like branch wraiths or something like that, actually. I forgot. I'm gonna check really quick. I don't see that. Whatever. I don't know what the hell their names are really. Anyways, but it did web them, and they're gonna go ahead and lose their initiative and movement by 2. Go ahead and I decide I'm gonna go ahead and use the Git launcher into the same unit. Kills off 3 of them, and then the second Git launcher. Actually, I think that was only 1 Git launcher. Okay, gonna go ahead and do the splatter. I try to aim it at these big guys over here, try to get multi-wounders, and it only does 1. Then there's the other guy, the other Git launcher. He was separated by the building, so he's gonna shoot at this side for a clear target, and he gets a misfire on a 5, which means he could shoot next turn, but he takes a wound. Alright, and that was my turn 1. That turn 1 was crazy. I just shot, and I also got like good movement opportunities. My general's sitting in the middle. He's got a good general's bubble. Everything is good. Excuse me. So his turn 1, he moves up a little bit. He moves his BSB and his other guys into the woods, of course, because he gets benefits from the woods. There's no charges. He moves his eagle far back towards my war machines. He's trying to go for my war machines, and that's going to suck. He moves his other eagle towards the forest goblins, so that way he kind of chaffs me up as well. And Magic Face, he got 11 power dice. Holy shit. He goes in and throws up Master of the Earth, and he gets double 6s on 2 dice on the first spell. And he does it, tries to attack my Git launcher here, does 1 wound to my Git launcher, and he actually doesn't wound himself. I don't think he does. But it allows this unit to regrow one of their lost allies, and they go ahead and gain 1 Dryad. I was like, son of a bitch. So he goes ahead and throws up Throne of Vines on these guys, or whatever it's called now, the new Throne of Vines, and he gets it off, and then he tried to throw up Stone Skin, and I dispelled it. That was it. He had nothing else really to do on turn 1, so let's go ahead and go turn 2. Orcs and Goblins. I'm going to go ahead and I don't do any charges, because again, I'm trying to just do just shoot ranged advantage, excuse me. So I go ahead and I move the Goblin Raiders right behind his eagle. I figured they got 1 more chance of killing it off. They only need to do 1 wound. I move long shot to the left flank. Looking back at this, I probably should have just focused on killing 1 thing at a time. But I was more worried about every spell he's getting off, he's restoring his skirmishers, so I just want to get rid of his skirmishers. Once they get into the woods, they're going to be stubborn. It's just, whatever. So I go over on this side. I don't really charge. I actually just kind of sit back. I want him to come to me. I have Goblin Fanatics coming out, waiting for his turn. His eagle flew over Chicken Head, and or he might have flew in front of Chicken Head, and Chicken Head just went around him. Excuse me. And I don't like the positioning of Chicken Head right now, but I was trying to get Chicken Head to a flank of somebody, anybody really. Magic Face got 9 power dice, and I'm going to go ahead and throw a Glimpse of the End on these guys, and I lower their toughness by D3, but it only gets off a 1. So they're only down 1 toughness. I go ahead and I throw up Shadow Miasma, same thing. Try to lower their, I actually lower their initiative by 1, but the D3 just went to a 1. That kind of sucks. I'm I'm going to go ahead and I throw up the rest of the dice onto Devouring Darkness. 5 dice on Devouring Darkness. And look at this roll. 1, 1, 1, 1, 5. This is garbage, man. What the hell is this shit? I need new dice. That's what I need. Oh, man. Gargantula goes ahead and tries to shoot the web launcher. Misfires. And it cannot shoot for the rest of the game. My forest goblins go ahead and start shooting at the bird. They do 2 poison wounds onto it. And then I was like, well, screw it. I'm going to use long shot and kill off the bird. It kills off the eagle. And I make a joke to Josh saying, last time I played Wood Elves, which was a very long time ago, I only killed the 1 eagle. Just saying. Dun, da, da. Killed the 1 eagle. Alright, go ahead and I shoot the git launchers both into the units of skirmishers again. And I kill off only 4 of them. And then I go ahead and I shoot the splatterer over at one of his monsters over here. It hits it, but it only clips off this way just a little bit. Actually, it was his general. I go ahead and I hit it, clip him, and it only does a strength 3 hit. Doesn't do shit, really. Actually, that's not his general. His general's the other one. And that was it for my turn. Don't have much other shooting, and nobody's in close combat. Let's go into Sylvan Elves turn 2. He's going to go ahead and charge his eagle into my git launcher, and there's not much I can do. I look at the git launcher and I say, dude, he's already wounded. All you got to do is 1 wound. 1 wound to kill that eagle. His treant guys, what are these called again? His thicket beasts. They're going to go ahead and charge at Chicken Head, and I'm just like, oh, man. Chicken Head does have the Bane Beast Halberd, though, so if I could pull off like 2 or 3 wounds, that's 6 wounds. That's great, you know? So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then he gets in over here. He gets in on Chicken Head over here, and he moves up his skirmishers, and he moves up his Thicket Beast over here, and his 2 monsters kind of flare out. Over here, his general moves up into the trees, and he just wants me to charge him in the trees. He's going to be steadfast in the trees. I'm not. He's going to have dangerous terrains. I'm not. He's going to have a bunch of bonuses. I'm not. I'm not falling for it. I'm just going to try to continue shooting at him. Magic phase, he got 9 power dice. Second magic phase, he got a really good magic phase too. He's going to go ahead and do this magic attack onto my orc chariot. I let it go through. It does 1 wound. Okay? But he's going to keep restoring guys every time he does a spell. He goes ahead and does his other spell, which was Stone Skin, and he gets it off on double 6s. And I'm just gonna like, okay, do it. I don't want to stop his miscast. I want him to miscast and blow up. So he goes ahead and gets Stone Skin on these guys, but it doesn't wound the shaman here because that shaman is toughness 8 now or something crazy. So she's fine. The other shaman goes ahead and gets hit and gets wounded because of the miscast, and that was basically it for his magic shooting. This guy right here has a bow or some shit. I don't know what he's shooting. Maybe he's shooting like lasers out of his eyes. But he's shooting at long shot, and he kills off long shot. Oh shit! And then causes these guys. Oh, they don't panic. Actually, they don't panic. They're gonna sit there for a turn. He starts shooting his skirmishers at my skirmishers, and even though I got soft cover, skirmishers, and long range, he still kills off 2 of my guys. I'm like, holy shit. And then he's gonna go ahead and 3 of my guys, excuse me. It might have been a character or something like that shot too. And basically, I don't know what I took extra pictures of. I don't know. Anyways, that was about it. I lose 4 goblins total out of that unit from the shooting phase. Holy shit. Over here, the eagle goes ahead and puts on 2 wounds onto my git launcher. My git launcher attacks back, and BAM! Killed him! Got that 1 extra wound off. Got the eagle. The git launcher still good to go. Over here, the tree ants. I got 2 wounds off by Chicken Head. They're toughness 5. Alright, which is, I'm strength 5 with the Bane Beast. But, I get 2 wounds off. He has a fucking armor save. I didn't think they had armor saves. He got a 4-up armor save, so he gets it down to a 6. And he's fine. And then not only that, he does the ward save and gets that off. And I think I did a single wound with just the spider. The spider poisoned him. What the fuck? I did a single wound. He does all his attacks, which is a lot of goddamn attacks. I mean, they're about 3 each. So that's like 12 attacks. If not, I think he might have had like 16 attacks or some shit crazy, and he does 2 wounds onto Chickenhead. Chickenhead is built like a tank, and he took 2 wounds. These guys are not built like a tank, and they only took 1 wound. Oh shit, I'm gonna lose. He has a charge, a rank, a banner, 2 wounds. That's -5. Chickenhead runs off the table. He does not chase because he knew I would just run off the table, and that is that. Turn 3, Orcs and Goblins. Ouch! I lost Chickenhead. I lost Longshot. That kind of hurts me. Those were like my guns there, man. So I decided, you know what? Fuck it. Let's actually start to fuck him up. I'm gonna go ahead and charge the A-Rock right into those tree ants. All right. If I do so, I should be able to take him out 1 turn. Looking at it, I mean, the one thing is too, the Dryads on the right, they're toughness 7 right now. So unless I got poison hits off on them, it wasn't really worth charging them. But if I kill off at least one of the man, I keep forgetting the fucking name of these guys. The Thicket Beasts. If I kill off one of the Thicket Beasts, he loses the rank. He's gonna lose at least 3 wounds, and I have a charge. That's already like 5 that I'll be up on him. You know what I mean? Or not really a rank, but whatever. He'll have a banner, and he might do a wound or 2. They're only strength 4 though, so they need 6s to wound, and they need to go through my armor. All right. Anyways, over here, I decided to ram this fucking eagle with my chariot and the Nashers, and sure enough, it looks like so. And then I move my giant over to the right by the building so he could not get dangerous trains inside that freaking forests. I move the Goblin Raiders. I had nothing else to do with them, so I moved them over here thinking, you know what, they're not in anybody's way over here. I could like try to go on the other side and help out chaff up the right side, which is where the big units are, the big blocks are. So I moved the Goblin Raiders right over here thinking, they're fine there. And I move my general closer. I move my general closer just to be an 18-inch range of my A-Rock so that he could get a stubborn 9 just in case. Magic Phase got 9 power dice. I go ahead and I throw up 3 dice on Dispelling his Throne of Vines, and I get rid of it. I go ahead and I throw up 3 dice onto Shadow Miasma, and it gets double 6s. It goes off. I'm going to go ahead and lower these guys' initiative again, but it doesn't matter because the rest of my dice got sucked into the warp with that freaking miscast. And not only that, I take a wound with both my Shamans because of the miscast. Shooting Phase. I'm going to go ahead and shoot all these Forest Goblins at his big boss right there, and I go ahead and I put on... I think did I do it on his big boss? I want to say I did it on his big boss. I think I did a wound onto him, whatever. This Git Launcher misfires and blows up. This Git Launcher goes ahead and hits him, does 2 wounds. There goes. The Git Launcher got the 2 wounds. I go ahead and I throw the Rock Lava at him, and it drifts off onto the Dryads, and it ends up hitting the Dryad in the front. It only kills off 1 of them. Over here, the A-Rock goes and does 2 wounds. I think I did like 5 wounds, but he armor saved and ward saved 3 of them, and it only did 2 wounds. Son of a bitch! He's gonna go ahead and attack back, and he gets off 1 wound that goes through. And I'm like, alright, well, I charged, and I did 2 wounds. That's 3 for me, right? He did 1 wound, but he has a rank and a banner, which is 3 on 3, and he has a musician. I'm like nonchalantly thinking like, whatever, the A-Rock's gonna stay there, he's stubborn, the general's right behind him, I got this. I roll the dice and I roll a little fucking 11. A fucking 11. You got to be fucking kidding me. The BSB's on the other side of the table. Ah, motherfucker! Alright, so I gotta run from center to the center, and guess what? It runs through the Forest Goblins, which there's not enough room to fit them in between the Forest Goblins and the Raiders. Runs through the Raiders, runs through the Git Launcher, and runs off the fucking table. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm not kidding you. I'm just throwing my shit around my office right now because it still pisses me off. That's some bullshit. What the hell? It causes panic in the war machines. I think the Raiders ran off as well, or did the Raiders run? No, the Forest Goblins are going to run. They fail their panic. They're going to run, but they don't run that far. And yeah, that just left my left side kind of like really vulnerable. I think I was doing pretty solid on that left side too. And yeah, Wow, that just fell apart really quickly. Um, that escalated pretty quickly. Over here, my dragon rammer killed that fucking eagle. I'm gonna go ahead and reform facing both the thicket beasts, and it's gonna start off his turn. Sylvan Elves turn 3, I think this was, or 4, whatever. He's gonna charge my already fleeing forest goblins. The forest goblins are gonna go ahead and run, and they run through the freaking through the wolf raiders. The goblin wolf raiders run. They run through the git launcher. I said they're still on because the war machine's technically just the front half of that. And yeah, this is how it looks. Everybody's running off the fucking table. It's just horrible. He's gonna go ahead and charge over here my dragon rammer, and he's gonna go ahead and try to charge my giant. I'm sorry, he doesn't charge the giant. He charges the forest goblins and forces them to run off the table, and that whole left side just got cleared. Wow, that sucks. Alright, Magic Phase got 7 power dice. He goes ahead and throws up 4 dice onto Throne of Vines. Or, actually, not Throne of Vines. Stone Skin. He throws up 2 dice onto whatever Throne of Vine is. The Oaken Throne. That's what it's called. I stop it. Then he throws 4 dice onto Stone Skin. Gets it off on double 6s. And his general takes a wound. And that's about it. Shooting Phase. These guys are here. Going to go shoot at my Squigs. They kill off 1. He's going to shoot his freaking magic eyebolt bow thing, whatever it is, and kills off 1 more. He shoots off these guys over here, and they do 3 wounds onto my giant. Holy shit. And then close combat. These guys are going to just crush. Oh, actually, they don't crush. They do 1 wound onto my dragon rammer. Dragon rammer does 1 wound to him. Again, he has rank and a banner. Did 1 wound. He's up 3. I don't have shit. I'm going to run. He overruns, chases it, kills the dragon rammer, overruns right into my Nasher herd, and I only got, to his eyes, 3 guys in. I think it should be 4, but he got 3 guys in. Frustrating. Extremely frustrating for the Orcs and Goblins. Turn 4 Orcs and Goblins. I'm like, you know what? There's not much else I could do. My left side's open. He's going to start killing my war machines off. I'm going to just charge General in. I'm going to charge the Giant in. The Giant can get a side flank onto those tree ants. They're not going to be steadfast as long as I kill 1 of them. If I charge, even though the Giant's weakened, it's like there's no point of me not trying to attack because I'm just getting a shot at. So I'm going to charge them in. I'm going to charge the General in, and I'm going to kill those fucking skirmishers and just start killing monsters with my General. This is it. So they get in. I take the dangerous trains like a boss. I throw the dice. Not a single dangerous train on both of those guys. Or I take it back. My General did take 1. And it looks like the Giant took 1 too. Never mind. It wasn't like a boss. Whatever. Oh man. And this is kind of how it looks. I don't want to march my whole unit on the right in. I do have my Shaman leave that unit over on the Goblins and just move them over here towards my General. And Magic Phase got 7 power dice. I go ahead and I throw up the Beast Within on my Giant. So now my Giant's toughness 6. He's going to need 6s to wound. My Giant's also now strength 7. Okay. I go ahead and I throw up Shadow Miasma. He stops it. And Shooting Phase, my Git Launcher goes ahead and shoots at this guy. This guy did have 2 wounds. He restored 1 with a magic spell. Goes ahead and hits him, does 1 more wound onto him. My Nashers here end up killing off 1 of his tree guys. He goes ahead, his Thicket Beast, he goes ahead and attacks back. He kills off 5 of my Nashers. My Nashers fail combat, of course, and they're going to blow. And when they blow, they blow. And they they only do 1 wound onto these guys here. That's insane. Over here, he goes ahead and attacks. Now, he goes ahead and attacks. He can't wound me. He just doesn't have the strength for it. I go ahead and I attack back, and I kill off 1 of his guys just outright. 3 wounds. Now, he's not steadfast. He does have a banner. Alright, I did 3 wounds and charged on the side flank, and he's like, I'm stubborn in the forest. And I'm like, dude, majority of the units are not in the forest. He's like, no, it just says stubborn in the forest. It doesn't say how many people need to be in the forest. So maybe that's a rule that's on the rules page that I haven't read. I don't know. When I played Ian said it had to be a majority in the forest rule. If it could be just a tip of it in, I'll be doing that with my skirmishers all day. But sure enough, he sticks, and he reforms and faces off at my Giants. My general goes, and my general's initiative 4. He's gonna get all his attacks in first. I'm like, I'm gonna kill these bitches. He goes ahead and swings with his all his dryads first, and he gets off like 7 or 8 wounds. Now he's only strength 4, okay, but he has like hatred and has all this other shit. He gets off a shit ton of attacks, shit ton of whatever. I'm like, strength 4, that's fine, that's not a problem. A 2-up armor is gonna be a 3-up armor followed by a 4-up ward, and what the flying fuck? I roll a shit ton of 1s, I roll it again, and I roll a shit ton of 1s, and my general dies. There's a moment of silence here just because I'm like pissed re-looking at this. This shouldn't have happened. This just shouldn't have happened. I lost to some skirmishers. Not even like some strong skirmishers, just some skirmishers. What the fuck, man? I didn't even get a chance to swing. Oh man, this is just, yeah, he overruns right into my giant. At this point, like, how I feel right now is how I felt during the game, just like, whatever, let's just get this over with. He's starting to surround my characters over here. There's no point in me charging in over here, I'm just gonna lose anyways. It's gonna be his turn, Sylvan Elves turn 4, I think this was. He's gonna go ahead and start attacking, or magic phase. He gets a bunch of dice, I don't know, 4 dice. He goes ahead and dispels my minus toughness on these guys over here. He's starting to move up his shooting guy over here. Shoots at my shaman. Does 1 wound onto the shaman. The other guy shoots at him, kills him off, and then all his little dryad bitches are gonna go ahead and kill off my giant. And it's turn 5, and I just said, "Fuck it, I'm done, dude." I'm like morally defeated, and or like mentally exhausted, and in all honesty, I don't think I played a bad game. I did make the one mistake I will own up to is not having my BSB close enough to the stubborn units. Okay. The other thing is my right side. I had no real strategy with the squigs and chicken head because he had like a wall of thicket beasts. I did think that if I got a flank with chicken head on the thicket beasts, I would be able to do a multi-wounder, and he has less attacks coming to chicken head, and I would win combat that way. But he was not moving out of the forest. He was being, I mean, after turn 1 was the only time I actually had really good shooting, and I killed a shit ton of things with my shooting, which would have forced his hand to start moving, right? And I really needed to focus fire just directly on a single unit, wipe out the unit, do the next unit, wipe out the unit. That's what I really needed to do with all that firepower, because he wouldn't be able to restore that much, and he would start using all his magic spells just to be defensive, and I could possibly potentially stop that. And if he does get one unit to be super defensive, just pick another unit. The other mistake I made was the fucking building being in my way. Half of my army wasn't even playing. It just sat there for 2 turns, or for 4 turns really, 5, 8 turns, 8, whatever. You know what I mean. They sat there for 4 turns. The thing that killed me the most was my dice rolls. My dice rolls were atrocious. Atrocious. And I literally, like, even when I was like, we played a game of Kings of War after this, so he was teaching me this, and he's trying to teach me Kings of War. In my brain, I'm just thinking, how shitty were those dice rolls? I mean, like, the A-Rock running off the table, that was just bullshit. And not only that, I set it up. If I didn't put the Goblin Raiders in the middle there, thinking, they had nothing else to do, let me just start running them this way, I would have been fine. He would have ran past the Forest Goblins, and he could have possibly, potentially made me run off the table anyways, but it's less likely. You know, and not only that, but the Goblins running too, that didn't help anything either, because if they didn't run, he wouldn't have been able to force charge my A-Rock to keep running. But no, they ran. Everybody ran. Everybody fucking ran. Nobody gave a rat's ass. Holy shit, man. That's insane. You know, my general dying to the Dryads was just garbage. His single unit of skirmisher Dryads, I mean, I was focusing a lot of effort on them, and they probably aren't even worth it. They're probably like 150 points or something like that. But they killed majority of my army on the left side extremely easily, and 2 units of his thicket beast. That's it. That's it. That's all he had in combat. Besides that, he was just shooting me with the treemen, and he had some chaff attack. That was it. And I lost a good chunk of my army. It was a major loss for the Orcs and Goblins. Do I think it was overpowered? No, not so much overpowered. First off, I don't even know. I know for a fact that his Dryads have like hatred and frenzy or something like that, and they have a 5-up board. They have an orc stat line. So that kind of irks me a little bit, just because the fact that the savages don't have that 5-up board anymore, and these guys do. And I just think that if it's good for the geese, it's good for the gander. But it didn't matter. I didn't even fight him because I was just trying to outshoot him, and my plan failed. My plan just extremely failed. I literally started after the game of Kings of War. My brother decided to come by. He was going to go ahead and play Josh next, so I was going to take pictures of Josh versus my brother's game. And then I packed up all my guys. I packed up my whole army, ready to go. And then out of nowhere, Todd just shows up. And Todd's like, "Do you want to play?" And I'm like, "God damn it, I just put everybody away." So I started pulling it all out again. As for my MVP, I'm going to tell you who's not my MVP. Not my MVP right now is my A-Rock. Not my MVP is definitely not Chickenhead, or my Nashers, or my Orc Chariot. Not my MVP is definitely not my Minotaur, or my Behemoth. Not my General, who died like a chump. Not the Forest Goblins, if I already said them. I'm sorry about that. Not the Wolf Riders. Longshot killed 1 eagle. I know exactly who the fucking MVP is. The MVP is the Git Launcher. This Git Launcher killed, like, it did 2 wounds onto his one of his tree men, or 3 wounds onto his tree man. Did like 5 to 8 wounds total on the skirmishers, and it killed an eagle in close combat. The Git Launcher gets it, the MVP award. He did a good job. As for the rest of the army, they didn't do shit. Sorry I'm aggravated on this video. It was a very frustrating game. I am looking forward to the next time I play Josh. I'm going to play him a lot differently. And also, probably the next time I play Josh will be at the Dice Dojo tournament, the Gauntlet. So, when he comes out to the Gauntlet, the tables will be preset. There won't be fucking 5 forests on the damn table. It'll probably be 2 or 3. So yeah. Besides that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If not, you guys could just troll me and do the thumbs down. If you did, thumb it up. Alright? Anyways, leave your comments and feedback. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And way to go, my single Git launcher. Actually, both Git launchers, but I just gave it to one of them. And besides that, I'll see you guys in the next video. I got a game against Todd's Dwarves next, and then I also got another game against Joel's Dwarves after that. So I'll put them both up, and you'll see how that goes. Todd's game wasn't a 3,000 point game; it was like a 2,400 point game. You'll figure it out. Whatever. I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Peace.